Hi friends, and welcome to Cupcake Cat. My name's Angela, and on today's episode, we're going to be working on Valentine's Day teacher gifts. I love giving gifts to teachers to show my appreciation. I can rock a PTO all day long, but I don't have the patience they do to do it day in and day out. So let's get into crafting. My handmade project for this teacher gift is going to be creating a shadow box using 2 of these 7x7 frames. My child who's in elementary school, I always give his classroom teacher a gift for every holiday, but I like to choose one of his other teachers like PE, music, art. I know they do just as much work and don't always get the recognition that the classroom teacher gets. So for this holiday, knowing I wanted to do this project, I chose his art teacher to give this to. I had originally cut out this red heart on my Cricut, but it was not the right color, so I chose to redo it just in case it was visible in the final project. Now I am going to point out my mistakes every time so you don't make them yourselves. And here you see me pulling these little tabs out of this second frame. I should have left those in, but was not thinking that I actually needed to use the backing that has the kickstand on it. It all worked out in the end. I was able to attach it. It's just glued in now instead of being held in. This frame is going to be our top frame, so I'm gluing in the glass. Now imagine that I'm gluing onto a piece of cardboard instead of this glass, because that's what I should have done. But I'm going to attach this background piece to the glass and then glue the heart on top. I will then glue the entire piece into the frame just like I did on the other frame. Once that was complete, it was time to make the roses, and pulling this paper off was so satisfying. I chose to use 8.5 by 11 cardstock because the 12 by 12 showed a white edge after the roses were rolled. Now let me show you how easy it is to make paper roses. Just kidding. No, it's really not hard to make these. It's just time consuming. I cannot give you an exact number of how many roses I used, how many sheets of paper I went through. This is definitely one of those turn on a show and watch something while you do it. I am using needle nose tweezers, and by about the third one, I was wishing I had one of these quilling tools. And actually, while I was looking for a picture of this quilling tool, I found this really cool one that's motorized that Michael's has. So if I do this project again or one like it, I will definitely be purchasing this, because after so many, your hand starts to hurt. But it's definitely worth it in the end. The first time I ever made paper flowers was 9 years ago, before I even owned a Cricut, and I cut every flower by hand, and I was so thankful to have my Cricut and not have to do that part of it for this project. But it is definitely doable. Now that the majority of the roses were complete, it was time for me to start assembling this, and I just wanted to get the placement and everything down first. I used way more red roses than the pink and wanted those to be more of an accent since the background is pink. And I finally decided on putting them in this line across and started gluing them down. Now these needle nose tweezers came in so helpful when placing these down, because it could get in there and where my fingers just couldn't reach. And I'm trying to get these as close as possible because I don't want that pink heart underneath to show. And when I was placing them, I was like, oh yeah, I'll definitely have enough to do this. But then once you start scrunching them in, you realize, oh, that's taking up way less space than I thought it was going to. I ended up cutting more of the pink roses so I could make this line 2 roses thick, and I had to also cut more of the red because I didn't cut enough the first time. I definitely underestimated the number of roses needed for this project. As you can see, it's time to cut more. Now that the roses are complete, it's time to add these 2 frames together to create the shadow box using a combination of gel super glue and hot glue. I cut this saying out on my Cricut using Cricut vinyl because this is a gift. And I like to go through and weed out all the centers of the letters first. And then as I'm weeding, I like to cut off any excess just to get it out of the way so I don't have to deal with it at that time and it doesn't end up sticking to other things. I'm using contact paper as transfer tape, and I thought this saying went perfect with this project. This project is so easy to personalize. I used Cricut sticker paper and the print to cut feature in Design Space. Now technically this is the back side of the hand sanitizer, but you are able to untwist the top and turn it around and tighten it back up. So I made this the front side. I wanted to cover up that Be Pure logo but still leave the scent of the sanitizer visible. So I created this sticker as well. Now these are the store-bought items I purchased for this gift, and yes, I am extra. The theme of this gift is pink, so everything has pink on it. We have these Minnie Mouse tissues, some car air fresheners in cherry, these hot and cold iPads. I'm usually very cautious about giving skincare to people just because of allergies. And if they can't use these, then it's just one item, but it tied into the iPads. Now I like to cut off any loops that are there from hanging products that I can. And along with this eye roller, I included a battery since it is battery powered. Figured they could use that with their favorite moisturizer. And then I have these hair clips, which were pink and red, so they kind of tied into the theme as well. And who doesn't need a scrunchie or a hair clip? Some pink Trident bubble gum. Some cherry chapstick. This is my favorite lotion, especially during the winter, and down here in the south it's been cold this year, which I know my teachers are not used to. Every teacher can use some sticky notes, and these ones are transparent. I love that. And I always give socks in every gift that I give, and I also remove these little hanging tags as well. Now I'm going to add all the candy to this burlap bag. I didn't want them just floating around this bag, especially considering there is skincare and lotion and stuff like that. And it's also another fun thing for them to open. Now that's one packed mamma jamma. I don't know if you guys have seen these. They say multi-compartment. No, they're one compartment multi-zipper because my child will be delivering this. I like to use gift bags, but I don't like to use traditional paper gift bags. I like to use these reusable ones because they're the same price. They're stronger and sturdier. I don't have to worry about them ripping. And I know that I'm not the only person giving the teacher a gift, so I want to give them something they can load up with other stuff as well and use in the future. I also like attaching one of these gift tags to the bag itself. That way the teacher knows that it is part of the gift, and also if I drop it off in the office, they know which teacher it belongs to. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like and subscribe. There will be a bonus video tomorrow. I'm going to show you how I designed and created a handmade card to go along with these teacher gifts. Until then, bye!